I've been in the industry for the past 18 years, working in different incubators, working with ESD programs, and on my own, I've been working as a mentor and business advisor to a couple of businesses. And this has been a joy for me because I get to learn a lot in the industry, and I also get to see how businesses are operating in the space. So most importantly, when I thought about this topic, I was like, what is women in technology? What are we talking about when we're talking about technology? And there's a lot of misconceptions about technology, about women operating in technology, and how we can actually get out there and make sure that women are participating in the tech space. One of my understanding of technology is that it's the application of conceptual knowledge to achieve practical goals in a reproducible way. You know, we want to use what we've got to produce better, to increase productivity, to make sure that we are able to do what we do. I mean, if you look at my background right now, I'm sitting at a Steers. And I'm actually on my way traveling from Rustenburg to Pretoria. And it's quite interesting that I can connect with you guys right now without having to put a lot of things up. All I need is a device. All I need is internet connection. And once I've got that, then I'm good to go. So technology plays a critical role in everything that we do on a daily basis. And it takes us time to actually acknowledge the benefits of having technology around us. It takes us to actually get to a point where we recognize the small changes that are taking place in the industry so that we get to see how we can actually use technology to make ourselves more effective, more efficient in the way we run our businesses. And, you know, one of the most important statements I would want to make right now is that diversity drives innovation. A lot of people will say necessity births innovation, because when you find yourself in a certain situation, you find yourself needing to innovate because you are in that situation and you need a way to move forward. And that's how we come up with different ways of innovating. So we need to look at it from that way. I mean, if you look at how we got into meetings on Zoom, meetings on Teams, a lot of it came from the necessity. Look at the period of COVID where the whole country was closed down. During that period, we had to pivot our way of working. And one of those ways was to move into using technology to make sure that we are able to connect for meetings, we are able to run webinars, have all these seminars and online, make sure that everything is done online. Now, if you look at the benefits of technology, it's simple. Technology allows us to communicate with one another. It allows us to connect with people that we never thought we could connect with. I look at a very simple example of my mentor who currently lives in America. I can connect with her on a day-to-day basis as and when I need her, and mostly because of technology. If I didn't have technology, the only way I would connect with her would be what we used to do back in the day, where you actually had to write a letter. But now technology has made it so easy that I can actually see her face and connect with her online. Education is also one of the benefits of technology because now we've got online studies. In actual fact, universities are starting to connect with us online. You're able to get your degree by going online and studying online, which makes it easier for us, especially those who immediately step out of matric and step into the workspace. You are able to connect online with your lecturers. You are able to attend your classes online. You are able to do everything that you need to do, study online, and still get that degree that you've always wanted. And then in terms of business, Technology allows us to be effective and efficient. We look at how artificial intelligence has broadened our scope of work, how broadened our scope of thinking, has made everything much easier for us. Instead of doing manual labor, we use technology because now it has automated everything, making us able to deliver faster, to deliver products faster than we used to back in the day. Now you don't have to rely on manual labor. You can easily do everything that you need to do by using a an automated machine. Look at the cars that we drive. I was actually thinking about this because I've been traveling this week. And if you think about how cars used to be back in the day, we used to drive manual cars, and you had no choice but to drive that manual car. And you had to have a map in order to get to where you need to be. But now you can easily drive an automated car. An automatic car makes life much easier because you can just put it on cruise control, meaning that you don't have to use your feet that much when it comes to driving. So when you get to your destination, you're not as tired as you would be if you were using a manual car. And now, if you don't know the area that you're going to, you've got GPS on your phone. You don't need to buy a gadget. You can just use GPS on your phone, and that makes it easier for you to be able to get to where you need to be. So, technology has made things a lot more convenient for us. We are now able to do more with so little things because of the way everything is now automated. And just the other day, last year, when I was doing my PDBA, one of my lecturers was actually commenting on how we have started using AI for our assignments, whereas you used to find people having to go to the library to go and look for information. Now AI gives us information right at the tip of your with the tip of your fingers. You are able to just type in a message and say, I'm looking for information on 1, 2, 3, and you will find it easily when you get onto platforms like ChatGPT, because AI has made it simpler for us. Now, the role of us women in technology is that, first of all, we want to see more women breaking barriers. Let's not get stuck in the way we used to do things. Let's break barriers. Let's turn things around. This is where now we come in and say, because this is the situation that we find ourselves in, most of us are mothers, single mothers at that. And as single mothers, we need to be taking care of our children as wives, and we need to be taking care of our husbands. There's a lot of work that we are doing in the household that requires a lot of our time, a lot of our effort. But we need things that make things easier for us. And the way which we can do that is by breaking the barriers that are stopping us from moving forward. We've got leadership capability. And one of the things that I would like to mention is that we are leaders. We, as women, we are leaders. As much as we only lead, we might just be thinking we're leaders in the household. No, we can lead everywhere we go. We need more female leaders coming up and leading this technical environment and getting out there to make that impact. We've got a lot of entrepreneurs who are female, who are starting up businesses, who are pushing business, not just in a service provision space, but how many women do we have now in mining? We've got women in mining. We've got women who are doing great things in manufacturing, and we can do more. We can achieve more leading the space. And then we need to be more innovative and creative in our thinking. How do we use innovation to make sure that as we continue to rise as women, we rise knowing that the things that we are doing are setting the pace. We set the direction in which people will go. We are able to do that because we are creative. And like I said, necessity is the mother of innovation. We can be innovative based on the challenges that we face. Let's not be limited by the challenges that we face. Let's allow those challenges to get us to a point where we think outside of the box. And one of the ways to do that is by questioning everything. Why am I in this situation? And once you get to an answer of why am I in this situation, ask yourself, how can I get out of this situation? What is available to me right now that can get me out of the situation? What can I do differently than what I did yesterday to make sure that the situation does not affect me even further? And then how can you as SMEs integrate technology into your businesses? So first of all, um, technology allows us to streamline our processes, right? It gives us operational efficiency. So if you are in manufacturing, you're able to make use of automated machines that will allow you to ease the processes. You cut down the hours by using automation, because when you are doing the work physically, there's a lot of effort that it takes from you. And because of that effort, you find that the time that you spend increases. But if you've got automation, you are able to decrease the amount of time that you spend manufacturing your products. Um, our we're able to improve the customer service. What we of you using technology, they're able to reach you even at times when you thought you couldn't reach your clients. You don't have to drive to a client to give them feedback. You can easily just connect with them online and give them the feedback that they need. You communicate via WhatsApp, you communicate via email, you communicate via Zoom and Teams. It makes it easier for us to have our customers experiencing um, our services easier when we are able to connect with them through technology. We are able to scale down our businesses through cloud computing. We're able to collaborate and communicate with our stakeholders, with our clients, with everyone around us, with our partners, with our competitors. You're able to communicate and create collaboration, because if I have a technology that you don't have, we're able to come together and finish projects much quicker because we're working together. And then also in terms of cybersecurity and data protection, there's a lot that I can speak about when it comes to cybersecurity. Um, and there's a lot of opportunities for us when it comes to cybersecurity and data protection. What we need to do is make sure that we participate, make sure that we are out there getting to know more. And technology allows us to know more. I think I always tell entrepreneurs that if you have a cell phone, you have a diamond mine. And with the diamond mine, you can do a whole lot. You can learn a whole lot through the use of your cell phone. So let us use the technology that we've got more effectively. Let's use it in such a way that it gives us more knowledge. It gives us more experience in terms of what we can do in this industry. Now, usually when I speak to entrepreneurs, they always mention a number of challenges that they face in terms of how can they integrate tech into their businesses. And one of it is the lack of knowledge, all right? And this is why we have webinars like this, because we are here to impart knowledge in terms of how can you get things done? Where do you need to go? What can you do in order to go out there and make an impact? Information is available for us in various ways. You've got centers that you can go to where you can get face-to-face contact with people and you can get the information physically from them. You've got your cell phone. I always say your cell phone is your diamond mine. Make use of it. Use it. Search. I've even given Google and my own name, which is Google too. Go to Google, search whatever you need. You will definitely find information there. And don't be afraid to study. Don't be afraid to learn, because learning means that you're gaining more knowledge. You are never too old to learn. In actual fact, I was impressed when I saw a an 80-year-old grandmother graduating in a first undergrad BCom degree. And I was like, you know what? The time, the effort that it took for her to do that is amazing, because she told herself that her age will not stop her from learning. We are never too old to learn. And I mean, we've got a lot of online platforms we can learn from. You've got Udemy, which is one of them, where you can actually apply to study a course for free. So we need to make use of that. That's how we get to know more. That's how we get to get that knowledge that we need in order to continue with our businesses. We need to find the right tech. And finding the right tech um, will set the pace for you, because you need to know what kind of things are you looking for. Put down your specifications. If you're looking for a car, you're not just going to wake up in the morning and say, I'm looking for a car, I'm going to buy a car. No, when you're looking for a car, there's so many different brands out there. So you're going to have to search what kind of car works for me. Do I want a sedan? Do I want a bucket? Do I want an SUV or a CUV? What type of a car am I going to drive? Is it comfortable? Can it give me the space that I need? All these specifications allow you to get to a point where you decide that, you know what, this is the type of car that I'm going to buy. This is the brand that I'm going to buy. And this is the model that I'm going to buy. So you need to know all of that. If you're in the manufacturing space, there's a lot of equipment that is available. You need to be able to speak to the right companies that manufacture the equipment that you're looking for, or that sell the equipment that you're looking for. Look at a company like Jones. You can speak to them about the type of equipment that you want. Some of the equipment that you're looking for might not be in South Africa. It might be international. You need to do that search to see what tech is available in South Africa, what tech is not available in South Africa, is available internationally. How can I get that tech here in South Africa so that I can make use of it to streamline my processes, to make sure that my business is efficient and effective? Budgeting is also key. I know a lot of times when we think about buying new equipment, we think, oh, no, I don't have the money. But we are at a place where there's a lot of funding opportunities. Companies have got enterprise and supply development funding that is available to assist entrepreneurs with buying equipment. Banks, funding institutions, they're all available to make sure that at the end of the day, we get the funds to start our businesses. So there is funding available. All we need to know is get to know that information. How do I knock on that door? How do I get out there to make sure that I get access to these funds? To make sure that at the end of the day, I'm able to buy the equipment. And when you are running your business, it's important to have a budget for recapitalization. Yes, I can buy a laptop today for 12,000 Rand, but doesn't mean that 4 years from now, I can still get the same laptop at the same price. It's going to be different. So I need to make sure that I budget for my recapitalization. I know that if I'm making money on a day-to-day basis, I need to put aside a budget that says recapitalization, so that 5 years from now, when I need a new laptop, I can buy that laptop without having to go seek for funding. So it's important for us to be able to budget and put together money aside for things like this. And recapitalization is quite an important topic that entrepreneurs forget about, because yes, I've got the equipment now. All I'm doing is just running. We need to make sure that we do recapitalize, because technology is advancing every single day. South Africa is still talking about the fourth industrial revolution, but internationally, you've got countries that are already on the sixth industrial revolution. And as we catch up to that, We need to make sure that we are prepared for what's coming, find out what's going on out there, and make sure that you are caught up. The other thing that I think is a challenge when it comes to getting into tech is resistance to change. Most of us have been operating in a specific way for a number of years. So getting myself to change from what I am used to something new is very difficult. It is difficult to make those changes, but those changes are important. Change is a breath of fresh air. Change is a necessity. Change is the way we make it in life. Nothing is ever going to stay the same. We always have to adapt to all the changes that are happening around us. We have to adapt to the way of working. We have to adapt to the way things are moving because there's always a movement, a forward movement. We're moving forward. We're not moving backwards, and we're not remaining stagnant. And if we don't change, we remain stagnant and we don't get to the point where we need to be. If you look at companies like Samsung and Apple, look at the changes they are making on an annual basis. Look at how they've transitioned us from your Nokia 3310 to now you've got your Galaxy. I have an S24, right? And the advantages that I have on my cell phone are so humongous because it's the changes that are taking place every single day. But look at BlackBerry. BlackBerry came onto the market with a very powerful service offering, but they couldn't keep up. They couldn't keep up with all the changes that Samsung and Apple was coming up with. They got to a point where they struggled with keeping up because they wouldn't go in the direction of the smartphones. We've got smartphones today. We're using smartphones today because of the changes that Samsung and Apple have made into the technology that we use. So we need to understand the change is going to be taking place every single day, and we need to find ways of keeping up with change. If you are running your own business, I would even suggest that you have a research and development department that focuses solely on what changes are out there in the market. How can we adapt to that? Go do your research, see how you can develop your business even further. And then the other thing that's a challenge for us is the regulation. There's so many um, compliances that we need to adapt to, that we need to adhere to when we are in business. And our responsibility is to make sure that we adapt with it, we go with it. Regulations are there for a reason, and we need to make sure that we adhere to that. If you don't know what regulation is in your industry, go see an expert. An expert will tell you, okay, this industry has got this and that regulation that you need to adhere to. And because you need to adhere to these regulations, this is how you go about um, implementing that in your business. And once you've implemented it in your business, this is what it means to you. This is what you will need to do going forward. Once you've got that knowledge, you can easily adhere to it. Yes, it's tedious, but we have rules for that. We have regulation for that. It's a tedious process, but once you have adhered to it, trust me, you won't even think of the complications around it. You will actually just do it easily every single year because it's part of what you need to do in running your business. So, what I think is our way forward as entrepreneurs is first of all, let's get the education, right? Let's search, go out there, do your research. If it means contacting an expert, contact an expert. Let's go out there and get this information and let's keep on being informed about what we can do in order to move forward. Education can be very, very cheap. It can be very, very expensive. Cheap in the sense that you can do online free courses. You can do You can go to a university and get a degree, which is expensive. So there's always a way to get information, and you just need to go out there and get that information. Expose yourself to different things. I congratulate you for attending the session, because by attending the session, it means that you are exposing yourself to what's out there, what you can gain because you want that knowledge. So this exposure is important. Attend exhibitions, attend conferences. Try by all means to be where you can get more information, where you can network. Make sure that you are part of the inclusive environment. There's always an environment that includes that wants us to include ourselves in those environments. Make sure that you are where your name can be spoken of. If they are saying this is specifically for SMEs, find yourself in that conversation. Find yourself in how you can actually include your business in that conversation, so that you get to be known even more by what you do. Most importantly, planning. Planning is easy as waking up in the day and doing a to-do list. What do I need to do today? What do I want to achieve? If my goal is that 5 years from now, I want to have an MBA, I need to break it down into simpler activities that I need to do on a day-to-day basis. What can I do to make sure that at the end of the day, after 5 years, when I look back, I can look back and say, I was sitting on this day at this time doing this, and this was driving me towards my MBA, or this was driving me towards that business in manufacturing, or that business that I'm running. So you need to plan. I wake up every day and I have a moment of checking, what do I need to do? What's important? What's not important? Make sure that I calculate all of that and put that according to my time. If I've got appointments on a specific day, I need to make sure that I prepare for those appointments, so that when I go out there, I'm ready to run. And last but not least, take that leap of faith. Nothing is stopping you. You are your worst enemy, because you are the only person who can stop yourself from doing that which you want to do. Don't allow anybody else to stop you. You are the only one who can stop you. You are the one who can take the information that you've been given and let it pull you down, instead of taking that information and let it build you up. So I say, take that leap. If somebody says it cannot be done, take that cannot and turn it around to a can be done, because it can be done. You can do it. You've got the capability. All you need to do is just leave, and you will see how far you can soar up in that sky, because you have taken that leap of faith. That leap of faith is critical to make sure that you are able to achieve what you want to achieve in business. So, ladies and gentlemen, I thank you very much for this time. And really, as you go out there to celebrate Women's Month, remember, you are capable. There is nothing that can stop you other than your mindset. All you need to do is just make that decision that this is where you are going to go. This is how you are going to go about it. And this is how you're going to take that step forward. Thank you very much.